on the show are not necessarily.
Hey, this is your host, Johnny Rooster, and you are listening to The Morning Mouth with Johnny Rooster, and
Pastor Matt is in the house.
we are here, and we are there. Everybody get your groove going this morning.
Let's turn that volume up just a hair, huh?
Where did you get that cool intro song, man?
I wrote it, and
That's so cool.
Yeah.
You know what? You could just talk about your song all day long.
I could.
But you know what we're talking about today? Senseless Census 2020.
It says it right here.
Yeah, it's so senseless. The census started to get to me when they started to mail me things back in the spring.
Yeah, and what? Okay, so
I'm Johnny Rooster. We're talking about the Census 2020.
for the
Pastor
second
Matt,
time,
we love to talk about it because it's 2020.
it is 2020, and
There's really nothing going on this year. Nothing
Nah,
unusual. Nothing
it's
unusual.
It's a boring year.
Very ho-hum.
So boring.
Yeah, nothing going on.
Snoring.
Because this year is so unusual, I thought I'd just point out the obvious. Every 10 years, the United States government wants to count the population. Well, that doesn't include chickens and dogs, but it does include humans.
Yeah.
This is where it gets funny.
Don't get cocky.
Johnny Rooster. So I'm wearing, my mandatory. And anyway,
Yeah, me too.
we're doing this.
I'm just gonna do the whole show.
We're
like this.
compliant.
I feel like when I do this, I feel like one of those guys.
Go to your bank like that.
I did today.
did?
Yeah.
Really?
Minus the sunglasses, but I feel like one of those guys that's like doing an
Can you
expose.
see a guy like this go?
You know,
It's a jolly green giant.
have you ever seen those like expose shows where they have to hide the identity of the
Yeah,
person?
yeah.
So I'm going to talk
You
like
can
this for the
distort
rest
your
of the day.
voice. Yes.
So here's what I'm going to do.
That's backwards.
So
Anyway,
you're going to be doing that, and you're at the bank
yeah.
without the sunglasses.
I'm
but-
like, hey, my name
the
is
headphones.
Matt.
Yeah.
I need to.
You're not just like
I need to
that.
deposit-
Oh, you're big. Yeah.
I need to deposit this $20. So I don't.
And he's got a gun on his hip. Okay, y'all. It's
I
the Second
did-
Amendment right.
Well, this is a constitutional carry state, and my bank knows me very well. I'm not a.
So we're in a constitutional carry state. He's got the, what kind of gun is that?
It is. It's a Smith and Wesson.
Smith & Wesson on the hip.
9mm.
9 milli. And he walks into the bank with the mask on, and it's all
Everybody's walking around.
it's all
with masks.
cool.
I can wear a bandana now and not feel like I look weird.
We're talking about the census, guys, not about banks, not about masks, but that's what we're talking about. Senseless, because the United States government every 10 years is going to send you something. They want to count you, and I'm not saying it's a bad idea, because it would be so annoying to not know how many people there are to tax. Also in the Bible, the books of Numbers talks about how many men there were so they could kill them in battle.
Really?
Is that a little sarcastic? Is that too sarcastic? Okay, so they could make sure they were battle ready, and they didn't want to. Does it matter when God's on your side? Who cares if there's 20,000 or 22,000?
Yeah, I think that was the whole point of that. When God got angry because they did a census.
I think
like
they got a
they
little
didn't-
too caught up.
It's like
in
they
the
didn't
numbers.
trust him.
I know. It's like, hey, God, can you do it with 20,000, or do you need 22,000?
And did he he ended up doing something like
Didn't he
like
do that with
300?
Gideon?
Like
You know, he
300.
like whittled them way down to
Yeah.
ridiculous odds.
Like said, go
See,
down.
if
Whoever
you check
drinks
out,
puts
where's
on their
this,
hands.
what's this in the book of Judges? You just go to the Old Testament in the Bible and look up the book of Judges, or Google Gideon in the Bible, not
Yeah.
not the Gideon Bible. Okay.
No, I mean
But
you're
Gideon,
going to get the regular.
The
full-on
story
King
is
James
like
Bible.
this great big army is whittled down to almost nothing because the odds are cool.
Yeah,
God,
and
God
it's-
likes it.
And it's really cool how he
Delivers.
chose.
Yeah.
How he chose.
So
Like,
the numbers on this thing, this
Yeah.
is the U.S. government. This
Okay,
is
yeah,
all
this is
for
funny.
real. This is funny because this is what the government sent me on. I'm going to get out the readers. I'm over. It's my birthday coming up. And yours
really?
too?
Yeah, it is mine too.
What is today? Friday? Is
No.
it okay to say that?
No, you can say whatever day you want. Today, I believe, will be Friday.
Will
when this airs,
Your
this Friday.
birthday is going to be how far from this particular Friday
Well, what
that
day?
we're talking
okay,
today?
So
Today is Friday.
What is
Today is
Hold on a second. I got a calendar right here.
22.
I think it's funny.
22.
My birthday is today.
Today is your birthday.
Today is my birthday.
Friday is your birthday.
Yep.
Happy birthday, Matt.
Well, thank you. And,
It's the big 4-0, isn't it?
and yours is
Are we
coming
going
up
to
here in
reveal
2
this?
days.
This is the
Yeah,
landmark.
the big 4-0.
This
big
is
4-0.
this is a landmark for you.
It
In
is.
fact, because you're born on a year like that, like you're born in what, 1980?
Yes,
So
sir.
that's cool
Yes, sir.
because now that's a census year, and this is 2020, and it's 40. All these 10s are falling into shape here, and
Yep.
he's losing 40 pounds. See, that makes sense.
I got into a 40 waist.
So everything is a 40.
Yeah.
You're a 40-year-old in a 40 waist. I am a 55-year-old on July 29th. That's my birthday. So that's my. If you want to send cake in the mail, I don't recommend it.
Right.
Cash is not recommended, but it's okay because I'm willing to take that risk if you're willing to send it.
Yeah, yeah.
If you know my address.
Johnny
Rooster, care of cashandcake.com.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all the stuff that gets to you. So this is the census, okay? We're talking about the United States Census. They're going to count you as 40 years old, and you've been around for 40 years, and that makes sense. Well, these guys sent me a letter March the 12th and said, "Dear resident, it's your invitation to the 2020 census. Welcome to the game," basically. And they're like, "We need to make sure that you count all adults, children, and babies." So they don't want to distinguish children and babies without saying children and babies, okay?
Oh, because children and babies are different?
Yeah, so adults, children, and babies. If you have something else, living or staying at this address. So they may not even be living there. They're staying there. This is what the word says. It says babies living living or staying at this address. Guys, this is the United States government. This is official paper. It says to the resident at, and it's got my address, and it says, "Dear resident, March 12, 2020. This is your invitation to respond to the 2020 census." It's not being rude, okay? It's an invitation. It's not like when the phone rings, you don't have to answer it.
Right.
Okay, this is your call. We need your help. They need my help to count everyone in the United States. Now, gosh darn it,
Everyone? They need your help?
They said that. Now, this is their words, not mine. But darn it, I don't have enough time to count everybody in the United States. I don't care who I am.
Can you? I don't know if I can
They
count
need
that
my
high.
help to count everybody in the United States.
Do they?
I'm not going to do it.
Why not?
I'm non-compliant.
Non-compliant, huh?
I'm not going to count everybody in the United States. But it says, it goes on, by providing basic information about all adults. I don't know basic information about all adults. And that says
don't?
children and babies living or staying at this address. Now I'm relieved because now I realize it's just me, my family. Oh, why didn't you say so? The beginning of that sentence made me really nervous because they're like, "I want your help in counting all
You know,
all
there
United
are people.
States."
They do have people that go house to house, or they did.
I know, but you know,
Back
with
in the
this
old
COVID
days.
thing, it's really a hard job.
Yeah, you can't do.
I almost got I checked into getting a job doing that. A friend of mine is doing that.
Working for the Census Bureau.
Yes, I haven't heard back from her in weeks. That doesn't mean she's alive or well or not well. It just means I haven't heard back from her in weeks. Now, results from the 2020 census will be used to direct billions of dollars in federal funds to local schools, roads, and other public services. It's going to help your community prepare to meet transportation and emergency readiness needs. And finally, it's going to determine the number of seats that you need for your U.S. House and your political representation, because you need to
That's
have
important.
representation.
That's important stuff right there.
It's
So
good.
the
You
more
don't want to
people you
not be
have.
represented. Yeah, you want to have a lot. So if you can scrounge up a few dead relatives, because it says living or staying. If they're staying there and they're not living, that's cool.
Well,
All right, that's the way I'm reading it, okay?
Okay.
Then they give you your census ID, and my census ID is letter, number, dash, letter, dash, number, letter. So it's real simple.
now is that how they sent you the letter?
This is-
Letter.
well, this is my census ID. They give me a long, drawn-out ID.
Oh, I see.
I don't. That's to distinguish me from another imposter that might be
Ooh.
trying to censify my census.
Oh.
You know, somebody jumps in on my census and starts stealing my information. Now, the Census Bureau is using the internet to securely collect information. Responding online helps, saves money, and all that. But it's important, you know. Please. Now, thanks again. And Steve Dillingham is the director, and it's blah blah blah. Well, on March 12th, March 16th, I got another letter.
So 4 days later.
They couldn't wait. They just said, "Dear resident, recently you should have received an instruction," and they said, "If you've not already responded." Good golly, you're the government. Do you want me to respond in 4 days? You guys take 4 years.
No kidding.
Come on. So they're
Like
they're
it
gonna want me to respond, and they send me a letter.
It takes 4 to 6 weeks if
How
you're
long does it
getting a
take
snail
to get
mail
this?
check.
Yeah, from
know.
this was sent from Washington D.C. How long is this going to take to get to my address in Missouri? It's going to take more than 4 days just for that.
Yeah, you're right.
Now he's down here, and you know what they did? They gave me the same census ID, so they didn't mess that up. Same
Well,
one.
that's good.
They said you should have got your
You
thing.
got to be sensible about
It's
it.
for the well-being, of families and children. They try to.
It's terrible.
They're trying to guilt me into this thing. They're saying
No
it's
way.
for the promote the well-being of families. I'm not making this up. If you've not already responded, please complete your short 10-minute 2020. How do they know it's 10 minutes? What if it's 11?
What if you can't read and
What
you
if
have
it's
to
9 minutes?
you have to chase somebody down to have them read it to you?
They had the audacity to say it's your short 10-minute. What if it's a long, excruciating 10-minute? Anyway, they did that. Then they said, if we do not receive your response online, we're going to mail you a paper questionnaire. What a threat! Gosh, they're
Really?
gonna mail me a paper one. If your response is important. And then they said, by law. Now they're bringing in the law. This is all of the United States
Call
Census.
the police, people.
This is what the census sent me. I don't know if they sent you one, but if you're a U.S. citizen, they probably did. They send you one, Matt? Pastor Matt, did you get?
Well, I'm part of a full household. Yes, we got one.
All right. Did they give
but-
you all this runaround?
Well, I live on my parents'
I don't
property.
think you read it.
No, I did not.
Okay.
Last time I read it was with you.
I'm going to just say
Here.
you didn't read it. You didn't care. It wasn't addressed to you. It just says resident. At.
Yeah, resident, and I'm part of a resident. I'm part of a.
You're kind of the community.
I'm not the.
Yeah, you're not the
ruler.
head.
I'm not the ruler of the resident.
No, you're not. Residential ruler. So your response is important, and by law, your response is required. Now they're threatening. It sounds threatening.
So it's saying, hey, what's going to happen if you don't?
Well, this is what they say. If you do not respond, we will need to send a Census Bureau interviewer to your home to collect your answers in person.
Oh, so they're threatening to throw in the big guns. Is that what you're
going
saying?
to send a person to my door. Good luck me answering. Can you imagine an American answering the door if they don't know the person?
Especially at
This
this
is
point in time.
2020. They're going to send a person. So what? My dog will eat you alive if I had one. Okay. Thank you for your
That would be
prompt-
rough.
Then they're forward. Thank you for your prompt response. Like, yeah.
Okay, so that's
Okay,
that's
that's
okay. That's
2
4
letters.
days. 4 days after
Now,
the first one.
April 8th, third letter.
Okay, so
I didn't
about
respond. So-
15 days later.
Yeah, then they said a few weeks ago, the Census Bureau sent instructions for completing, and then they go on with that. Well, respond online. They give you that option one more time. Then they say, then they're in bold letters now. Your response is important. What I'm saying is, guys, we're talking about the United States government taking all this paper and trying to kill some more trees. And at the back of it, it's like, what is the 2020 census? These are frequently asked questions. Am I required to respond to the 2020 census? How do I respond? How will the Census Bureau use the information I provide? And lastly, but not leastly, are my answers confidential and private? Heck no.
Oh, no.
You're
That's
gonna
the whole
be
point of a census.
You think that they're not going to record this and blast it? Come
Right.
on.
You're gonna be like-
You're going to be a statistic for somebody's sales list.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know, right?
They have the longest answer is confidential. No, it's not confidential, but we're going to twist the words.
We're going to pretend
Now,
like it is.
in case you didn't know English, they're going to give you an option. Matt, look. English.
Oh, wow.
how many languages do you see there? Just
Including English?
Read off the languages.
1, 2, 3,
Read
4,
off the, like, say
5,
English,
6,
Russian.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Yeah, they found that many languages to be that important for
And-
United States citizens to take a census.
English. Now, here's what it says in English. For help completing your 2020 census
Yeah.
questionnaire, call toll-free 1, blah, 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 blah,
I'm
blah,
trying
blah.
to get through this, guys. This is the Census Bureau
Se
sending me mail.
necesita
I'm sending me
ayuda
mail.
para
Census,
completar
look at this sign here.
el cuestionario
Census
del censo
2020.
del 2020.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I can understand Spanish, but Chinese?
Census.
Russian?
Uh,
Come on, man.
census.
What are we going to say? Because, the collusion thing. I don't know, man. I'm wearing a red hat, okay? Maybe that's enough. Hey, look at this. Here's the census. It says they finally
Arabic?
sent me. They had to send me one in the mail, Matt. It's because I didn't comply. I didn't respond. No
Oh.
responde. So after 14
No
languages.
respondo.
No respondo. After 14 languages and 3 letters, they finally sent me one.
That's
it
too
says,
funny.
It says, look at this. Start here. 'Cause you
In
don't
big
want to
letters.
start in the back. Start here. It goes, or.
Where does it matter where you start? If you
It
get
says
them all.
start here, or, yeah, if you jump in the middle, you're in trouble. You're not going to get counted. Don't jump to the next question. Start here, or go
Just leave
online.
that one blank. Or go online.
If you guys want to do the census, if you haven't, you can go there by my2020census.gov. And I encourage you to do that because it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
There's no other reason other than it's fun. Now, to complete your questionnaire, before you go to question 1, they're going to interrupt you one more time. Count the people living in the house. So you're like, George, who are you? No, do you live here? You know, that kind of thing.
Well, when did you get here?
Yeah, it's like, excuse me, are you in our house? So count the people living in the house. Now, if they're dead, you don't count them. So I'm going back on my words. They said living or.
Oh, well, I don't know.
Now they're going back to
that.
living. Now they're all about living people. So they're going, this is the United States government census. They said, before you answer question 1, count the people living in this house, apartment, or mobile home. Well, what if you live in a teepee? Come on. You got to live in an apartment or a mobile home or a house. That's the only option.
Well, I mean, a TP is considered, I guess that'd be a mobile home.
Using our guidelines. Not your guide. Using our guidelines. Count all people, including babies. See, they're humans. Babies matter.
Yeah.
That's a pro-life statement by the government.
Yeah.
Okay, so count all people, including babies, who live and sleep here most of the time. Well, I sleep here most of the time. I can't wake up. The wording is so funny, Pastor Matt. I can't help it. Johnny Rooster sees funny in everything, but
that is pretty funny.
It's like, who live and sleep here most of the time.
That kind of reminds me
I
of that.
sleep here most of the time.
That phrase, I slept like a baby last night.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I usually ask, what did you...
Wake me up.
What did you... Do you wake up every 2 hours and poop your pants?
Yeah.
Is that...
Sleeping like a baby. All right, if no one lives and sleeps at this is their words. I can't make it up. It's too bad. If no one lives and sleeps at this address most of the time, go online to my2020census.gov or call the number on page 8.
They really want you to go online, Johnny.
They really do. But, I mean, if nobody lives or sleeps here most of the time, I'm like, well, I live and sleep here sometimes. I'm usually at work or I'm usually off.
Yeah, where's the line?
I don't really. How do you know how long do I have to sleep here before it's most of the time?
How?
Does that
That's
mean
the
more
question.
than 12 hours and 24 hours? I mean, what is most?
It has to be, 8.6 hours.
Define how much most
Anything
of the
less
time.
than 8.6 hours is not most of the time.
The government words say the Census Bureau conducts counts in institutions and other places. So do not count anybody living away from here or at college or in the armed forces. And don't count anybody in a nursing home, and jail, and prison, a detention facility, etc. on April 1st, 2020. Well,
Why
that's
not?
April Fool's Day. That makes me suspicious right there.
What if
That's
what
their
if you're married and you feel like you're in prison? Does
Yeah.
that? I mean, does it?
and leave
Does it
these.
talk about how you identify?
I know. No, it doesn't. Leave these people off your questionnaire. It goes on to say, even if they will return to live here after they leave college, the nursing home, the military, jail, or wherever they are. Otherwise, they may be counted twice. Ooh, we wouldn't want that now, would we?
Man.
Uncle Fester was in jail. Now he came back. I'm going to count him.
My name is Fester. It means
How
to
many
rot.
people? Now they're on question 1, finally.
Oh, this is that wasn't even question
That's
1
just
yet.
the lead up. We're almost out of time, but this
Oh,
is what
my
we're going to
goodness.
say. Number 1, how many people were living or staying in this house, apartment, or mobile home on April 1, 2020? Well, that's April Fool's Day. That makes me suspicious. That's their go-to date. Next is, were there any additional people staying here on April 1st that you did not include in question 1? What are we doing? Pulling a fast one on the government? And in question 1, did you screw up and we got to make sure? So you're like, oh, no, relatives, adult children, cousins, in-laws. They go through all of this. Number 3, is this house, apartment, or mobile home owned by you or someone else, owned by somebody else, free and clear? They want to know about your mortgage because they're already going to start. What are they going to do with the mortgage info?
They're going to sell that
You
stuff.
know it. And then, is it rented or occupied without any payment of rent? What the heck business is
whose
it of
business
yours?
is- yeah, and you can you
we
decline
say
to answer?
Constitution? Yeah, I would say. What's your telephone number? And then what's your
Yeah, this is
please page 2. Please provide information for each person living here. If there is someone living here who pays the rent or owns this residence, what if there
I've
isn't?
no
What
doubt-
if you just live there like you're in a mansion and nobody owns it? You're just hanging out.
right. Oh, squatters' rights. Now, I would say that my brain just kind of farted a little bit there. What was the last question?
It says provide information on each person living here. If there's someone living here who pays the rent or owns this residence, start by listing him or her. As person.
Oh, I mean, you were saying earlier, what's your phone number? Okay,
What's your
so
phone number?
I have no doubt that the government probably, I mean, 99.9% sure that the government sells the contact info.
It's okay. I mean, again, it's the census. It's not gonna.
I mean, why else would they want your phone number if it's supposed to be anonymous?
Number 6, what is the person's sex? Now, this is what really gets me, Matt.
What?
Male, female. That's
There's
it.
no other?
No other.
Oh, I bet you they got some phone calls on
I
that.
love it. But I want to make a thing about it because I don't want it to change. I like that.
Yeah.
They're binary. I like it. Now, what's number 7? What is person 1's age? This is the person who pays the rent, supposedly the responsible one. And what is the person 1's date of birth? And for babies less than a year old. Well, if they're less than a year old, how can person 1 be the one paying the rent? This is the government wording. They said for babies less than a year old, and they said person 1 is the one that pays the rent. Who the heck has a baby paying the rent that's under a year old?
You know, I
At
guess
least wait till age 2.
I guess. I mean, if they get child support,
But if the baby pays
but the
the
baby
rent.
themselves don't pay the rent.
Baby Bubba's paying the rent.
So it says if baby pays the
takes his
rent.
onesie off.
I mean, seriously.
What a bitty day.
I mean, this government thing for babies less
Pass
than a
me
year
that
old.
bottle.
It says if they're less than a year old, do not write the age in months. Write 0 as the age. Okay, thank you.
That
And
way
then-
they'll know how they voted.
And then note, please, how the baby voted. Please answer both question 8 about Hispanic origin and question 9 about race. For this census, Hispanic origins are not races. What a racist statement that is. For this census, Hispanic origins are not races. Whoa! Every
What?
Latino in the world's going, whoa, wait a minute.
Well, they probably are not because they're not filling out the census.
So it says no.
I mean, the illegal Latino, not
yeah,
Latinos,
yeah.
but the ones that are in this country illegally,
Well, it says, is this person
probably not filling out the census.
says, is this person Hispanic, Latino, or Spanish? No. Yes. Yes. Cuban. Yes. Puerto Rican. Yes. Mexican. Yes. Mexican American. Yes. Chicano. Those are your choices.
But I thought they just said they weren't.
I know. They just said for this census, Hispanic origins are not racist, and then they go on to say, is this person Hispanic, Latino, or Spanish?
So they contradicts itself.
Yeah, very much so. Yes. Another Hispanic is. You got an option for
Oh
yes.
man, we got 3 minutes
That's
left.
okay. We'll wrap it up with this. They want you to do another Hispanic origin in case it's not one of those. And they go, for example, Salvadorian, Dominican, Colombian, Guatemalan. Guys, this is the United States Census. It is senseless because there are many more questions on it. It finally concludes with thank you for completing your questionnaire. And if you're enclosed, your
In such a
postage,
timely manner.
they give you a prepaid. The sex, again, is male or female. There is no other option.
I think that's ironic.
I love it. God bless America. Johnny Rooster here, your host for Morning Mouth. We talk about things that are unusual.
You know, I'm.
Pastor Matt.
I mean, I hope that Facebook doesn't mute any of that out.
Senseless census.
You
Yeah,
know.
Facebook will be Facebook.
Yeah. I mean, hey, we love you, Facebook. Thank you for letting us use this platform
And
to bring this show to you,
fill out
to
your
the
census
viewers.
because
Yeah.
you want your baby to fill it out if they are the one paying the
Yeah,
rent.
make sure they're handwriting. Give them a good fountain
They're
pen
paying the
to
rent.
do it.
Baby paying the rent. Go ahead. What else you got to say after that? I'm making my
yeah.
head spin.
No, we.
3 letters I got from the government.
Yeah, and
within
one of
a-
them was 4 days after
Yeah,
the first one was.
There are 14 languages, including Portuguese and Creole. Yeah,
Creole.
Haitian Creole.
Oh, so that's
Yeah, a lot of them in Miami.
so that's basically Cajun French.
Arabic, Russian, Korean, Vietnamese. You know what? If you speak a different language other than what's on here, you should be offended.
Yeah.
I would be. And if
Yeah.
you're not a male or female, God bless you. You need to get your
Well-
operation back. Get your money back.
Well, I mean, no, I mean you have
Whatever.
to. I think they have. I know multiple transgender individuals.
You do. Wow,
Mhm.
you know a lot of people. You
Yeah.
know a lot of
And-
different things.
Yeah, I've been around.
You're a worldly man. Well, your response is required by law. If you don't, we're going to cut your fingernails off to the quick.
Ouch.
On that
That
note,
hurts just
that's
thinking
all
about
I have to say about the United States Census. It is 2020. Be sure to fill it out if you want to. Just like wear your mask
Wear your mask.
if you need to. Wait a minute. That's unsanitary.
That's funny.
I love you. God bless America. What can we say? I
All
mean,
right.
this is a great
That's all
show.
we can say.
I love America because we can pretty much say this stuff.
Yeah.
And our census,
Freedom of speech. We love it.
our government is hilarious.
Our government is hilarious. So be sure and tune in.
Are we rocking out or are we just going to go with no music?
Well, we're gonna go with no music, I guess.
We'll go out on a moment of silence. Should I take a knee?
We can go out with music. What am I thinking?
We could.
We got
I
music.
mean, I would.
yeah.
I'm not the engineer.
I honestly wasn't even thinking about it.
I
to be
think we
honest
should
with you.
kind of roll out of here on a little Johnny Rooster, all that good. Yeah. This has been your Morning Mouth with your host, Johnny Rooster.
And Pastor Matt.
And we are going to see you next time. And happy birthday to Pastor Matt. Send your birthday greetings.
And happy birthday to you in a couple days.
That's right. We're almost twins.
Almost. He's more like the conjoined. Bye, everybody.